Right, hello then. We're going to start this video. This is a 10-minute setup video. I'm going to go over the equipment I'm using, hardware, mic, whatnot. Go over how I'm routing this piece of software, OBS, to record all of this. And then we're going to go over the mix, the master bus, and any other things I've got set up on Logic to try and explain it a bit more. So firstly, I'm using a microphone. I can't show you it because if I move it, weird things happen. Basic mic, it's called a GMAC. Condenser mic, USB. It was about 35 quid, nice and cheap. I'm using that to record these vocals, the vocals on the main video, and something a little special in the main video as well. I'm running all this on a MacBook Air it's got the latest operating system, Big Sur, and I'm running it on Logic 10. In terms of Logic 10, I'm using plugins such as Slate Digital, any of Apple's Logic plugins, and a couple of other little bits there as well, which I will explain in the next video. That's literally about it for and PreSonus HD9s, which I'll be using in the second video also. So I want to start with Logic, and then we'll talk about the entire routing of how I'm recording it. So the project we'll be working on is 175 BPM, typical drum bass beat, and I've set up some buses here. Now I've got a kick and snare bus and hats and perks, nothing in them obviously. Now I'm using summing tracks here. Now summing tracks are slightly different than just folders. They allow me to add automation to the channel, and a few other nice things as well. You can instantly bounce out the sounds into like a folder for later, and I believe you can bounce to MIDI from these summing tracks. So that's how the project will look when we get to the next video. Now the master bus, let's go over this. So first off, Logic's EQ. I do a little bit of trickery, as you can see, so kind of like mastering from the start. I know what I'm going to be doing might need a beat boost in here. You can always correct it later, pardon me, but that's how I like to set up with the project. I have to emphasize though, my main computer, I don't use this setup, but for the purpose of this video and what I've been working on this laptop, that's what we're going to do. Now next is Fat FX. This was originally Camel Fat. Now this is set to clean main and it's hard clipping. So what this does is it clips it, as in limiting it, but it doesn't squash it, doesn't compress it, keeps everything clean, doesn't change anything, just stops it from going in the red, which is not what we want. And you'll see that plugin pop up a lot through the video. Logic's multimeter. Normally on my other projects I will use Paz Analyzer from Waves, but I don't have Wave plugins on this computer. Next is one of my favourites. This is in place of Isotope, Ozone Isotope 8 I believe I use it normally. Slate Digital's VBC rack on a punchy mix with a little bit of tomfoolery going on here. It's going to keep everything level, a little bit of compression, and then I believe 2.5 makeup gain there, just to get the song at a level worthy for commercial standards. And then finally again, Fat FX. So EQing, being limited, being squeezed a little tiny bit, getting volume, and then cut off again, clipping. So this is how the project will look when we go to do it. And that's pretty much it for Logic in terms of the project we will do. And to be honest, this is how I've been setting it up for any projects on this computer. Right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty bit. Here we are, OBS. Right, so there are a few aspects to this. Obviously the video capture device, webcam thing, so you can see my beautiful face. Display capture. This is why we've got all this madness going on. So this is so we can see Logic when we do the next video. And then obviously mic aux for the mic. Yeah, again, that's just USB straight into the MacBook very nice mic for 35 quid. And then we have got mic aux 2. Now this is the one that allows me, it's desktop audio, but I'm not using that one, I'm using this one. And this is what allows me to record the internal audio from Logic. Now, the way I'm doing this is through a very clever thing that I installed called Black Hole. Now, Black Hole is a sort of invisible software, so you can't open it or play with it. It's basically another audio device with ins and outs for what you're doing. So I'm on multiple audio devices, output devices, which allows me to record what's going through Black Hole and also hear the output of the project through my trusty headphones which fell on the floor. And the Black Hole is before, which allows me to route through the output again. So we'll record it and we'll hear it. So that's what's going on the audio devices. Obviously my computer as well, because that's slightly different, but up here you can see we're going through multiple output devices, which is both of those in check. It wouldn't work without one or the other. I can't really remember why. It took me a hell of a long time, but it works. And then we'll see as well on Logic here, preferences, audio, that with multi-output devices again, we could Black Hole, but it wouldn't work. I wouldn't be able to hear what I'm making. So multiple outputs, and then what it will do is go to the Black Hole, and Black Hole will be like, okay, what else is this linked to? Then it will go to this channel, properties maybe, Black Hole, yeah, and then that will allow me to record the audio from Logic for the video. There is a special little bit in the next video that I haven't spoken about. You'll see what that is. I will be using this mic in a slightly different context, probably not what the mic's designed for, but it works, and hopefully the video is informative. There we go.